What's happening, party people?
Woo woo. Feel good Friday, Andy.
That's
Danny,
right. Let's go.
what's your shirt say, Andy? What is that one?
Ask me about my ESP.
I like it.
It's a good one. An oldie but a goodie. Cool. Daniel, you want to kick this thing off?
Let's do it. We're kicking it off. We got everybody in here and any stragglers, watch the recap, I guess. Welcome to another edition of FAQ Friday with your dedicated ESP dealer support team. I'm the director of marketing here at ESP. We got Andy Schwartz, VP of sales, and
What's
we got
happening, party
Brandon
people?
Barton, director of dealer support. Brandon Barton in charge of the screen. He's going to take us on a lovely tour of our brand new revamped rep dashboard. We spent a ton of time just like gathering everything you could possibly want to see all up in one place. It's super exciting. Take it away, my man.
Absolutely. I think what's key for any company to be successful is knowing what you're good at and then what could be improved upon, right? And that all starts with KPIs, key performance indicators. And from that, it starts with number of sales, what's your total revenue, what revenue could be attained from cancel save, on hold, all of that can be represented right here. And also your realization rate, right? That's the big thing is what good is it to get in a home, sell a job, and then it goes on hold, cancels. That's a missed opportunity. You work so hard while at the dinner table trying to secure that sale is keeping it, right? So realization rate is very key. So that way everybody's working on a solid project, not just throwing mud at the wall kind of thing, right? So from here, you can see immediately how many sales you got in the pipeline and how many are on hold. If you see this number, you might want to click on that, right? See what the on hold reason is. The report will generate for you and give you the exact reasons per job. So it's a quick access tool. And then beyond that, right, we have the project submission links or quick go-to links, if you will. So I guess Andy, starting, what was it, late last week, or are we just going to say today? Project submission form is live and active, correct?
Yeah. Right now it's going to be on board and kicking, and we're gonna run through that real quick. But I think, one of the biggest things for me is like I always want to know like how many jobs that I have that are on hold, and then what the value of those jobs are, those two little yellow buttons right there. This is a big one, and it'll probably shock a lot of guys and gals out there that when you see that there's, I don't know, five jobs on hold and there's, $200,000 in commission that could be earned based on that. That's a hefty number. And so hopefully that'll catch your eye and you guys will be able to use this as a resource to help manage your projects in the pipeline, which is really cool.
Agreed. So I think it would be helpful
Nice.
to just express how do we submit that form, right? You got a job,
Yeah.
you signed, sealed, delivered, right? We got the utility bill on hand, homeowner has passed credit, signed the lender docs, and possible HIA or the PPA agreement. You've done that, and if there's a welcome call included, make sure you knock that out with the lender too. Once you feel like this job is 100% satisfied, the very next step is to log into your QuickBase account. So I guess first make sure you have access to QuickBase. And from there, click on your home screen. This is your rep dashboard from the home page. And then you'll click project submission.
Or you can just go to the Rep Hub and it's the very first button up at the top left there.
It's officially.
But quick caveat. So Brandon's got it pulled up here, but if you sold the job, remember, and maybe we should just reinforce this multiple times. If you sold the job through Solo, Enterflow, or Everbright, any of those three platforms, you're going to get an email that has a link to complete project submission. Use that email. Do not come to the Rep Hub. The reason for that is we already gathered all the info for you. So you just click into it and it's going to say, hey, welcome, your name, confirm your information. And then the next screen is going to say, this is the job you sold, right? Here's your customer's information, confirm all that's correct. And then just click a couple extra buttons and upload the power bill, upload any other additional, like layout stuff that you did with the homeowner as far as that, if you happen to do it, and you're good to go. So we saved
Brandon,
you many minutes
Oh, I love that
I'm gonna
intro.
right
I'm gonna
here.
show everybody here the quick dirty tutorial. The email is gonna look like this, except for all the colorful writing on it. But ultimately, it's gonna say subject, and it's gonna say confirm your project submission for your customer's name.
Your customer.
So you're going to see that right there. That's what I got in the green. What you're going to do is you're going to want to click this little launch in your browser link right here. Click to start your project submission, answer the questions, then chat into the site survey, and you'll be able to set up your site survey. It's pretty easy. The things that matter the most in order to get this email are you got to make sure that it's fully signed, right? So if let's say it's an Everbright deal, you got to make sure that the homeowner signs, you got to make sure that the custom or that you countersign, and then that gets sent to ESP, and then we will countersign that a second time. As soon as that happens, it automatically triggers this email, and it'll end up in your inbox, and you'll click that little link. Same thing goes for the light reach jobs in Solo and or any of the purchases through Solo as well, and Enterflow. Pretty cool.
It's like literally, if you do it a few times and just get the hang of which questions it asks, 60 seconds. It's literally under a minute if you're just like, yep, I sold this, I know what I'm doing here. But so just get familiar with it, just practice it a couple times. You can practice all you want. I mean, you're gonna end up with a bunch of random junk leads if you do it a bunch of times through the project submission button in the rep hub or in the dashboard that Brandon's showing right here. But you can get familiar with what's going to come your way, and it just will streamline everything, especially if you're using those outside platforms where it already serves you the info that you'd have to type in otherwise.
Yeah.
But even if you got to type it in, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, at most, right?
My suggestion would be as soon as the homeowner and you sign your docs, while you're waiting for that email, if it's an Everbright deal, do the digital welcome call with them. If it's Lightreach, fill out the ACH form and information and make sure you get it all set up. So you have a little bit of a gap, you have a little bit of a window while that email's coming to you to finish these last couple pieces of the project, solidify the deal, and then you'll be able to set up the site survey and ask the questions. Cool.
Yeah. Nice,
If you want to
transition.
click the button, Brandon, go for it.
It's a great idea. In fact, for those that like to geek out, create a filter for that exact email that Andy pointed out. That way you know exactly where to go in your inbox to start that form submission. So
Totally.
All right, guys. So if I were to click the project submission link right here, it'll bring you to this form. It starts first by consultant name. Fill out the basic information here for you. Customer name, email, phone number, street, city, zip. Pretty basic stuff, guys. The stuff that you're already used to answering on the chat is all being represented here.
And the nice thing is too, the reason why we went to this new form, again, to geek out with everybody, this goes directly into our tool. It's no more of this like, yeah, it's got to transfer through and then somebody's got to copy and paste it into the right fields, or like, oh, okay, I got to ask you again to verify or whatever. This just drops it directly into our system. So we have it all served up to us.
I mean, fireworks on my side. I love that it's all automatic now. Doing it twice was painful. So I'm so glad that you guys worked this out. So a utility bill upload, you can choose a document. That would be a PDF version. Or if you have pictures of the utility bill, you can submit the JPEG. Or what's the other file type that's accepted here?
PNG, I believe, is the other one. Yep.
Great. And here, I guess I'll go backwards just a little bit. Any special features of the project? This is not an asterisk type question. So if there are no special features, don't fill it in. Leave it be. Beyond that is the home and an HOA. And then you guys can, last but not least, who's the funding partner, any specifications, and click submit. So once you've clicked submit, I think, Danny, the next stage is go into the chat. Is that correct?
Go ahead and hit submit. Actually, I want to show something real quick.
Let's see if I can. I think there might be
see? It's going to yell at you. This is what I want to show you. If you hit submit at any step of the way and you've forgotten to fill something out, it just tells you what you missed. So Just a handy little
Nice.
like, hey, you missed one. Easy to do if you're doing it the first time. So yeah.
All right, now let's do submit. Perfect. Submit that form. Perfect. And here we
And now
are.
you're automatically in the chat.
Yep.
Start setting up
During
that site survey.
during business hours. So as you maybe saw, if anybody watched the video that I recorded the other day, I did it just before 9 o'clock Pacific. And so it said, hey, you come back later. So just
Oh,
remember, if you're doing this outside of business hours, yes, you will have to come back to joinasp.com and just click on the support tab or call us in. It'll take you
nice.
straight here when it's available.
Select that site.
Again, we're
As
trying.
most of you already know, as soon as you set up the site survey, like Brandon's going to do right now, this is going to create a transcript. It's going to be emailed over to you. If Brandon clicks start chat, you'll probably see that it'll wait for a second, and then you'll have to click get in touch and then click live chat. Those are the key things here. We want to make sure that we're not talking to the robot, we're talking to the real people,
Yeah,
or at least we're going to
it's
make you
already.
think like you're talking to the real people. AI is taking over, but looks like Miguel is
Has
logging in here.
hasn't taken
Fantastic.
over yet.
Not quite yet. Yeah, they're coming. Skynet
It's
is
coming.
coming, Danny.
It is.
All right. So Miguel, he was really quick to join the chat. You saw that. Less than, I would say, 15 seconds.
Yeah,
Uh,
pretty quick.
and nothing more is needed on my end. I'm going to give him a thumbs up like I always do at the end of the chat when he does a great job. Feel free to do that on your guys' side too. But beyond that, let's go back to the dashboard. Do you feel comfortable with
Yeah,
that?
let's do it.
One real quick thing, Andy, would you brought this up on the side. If you go back to the form real quick, if you have it open in a different one, just skip to the like 2 pages into it. Right here. On the special features, you'll notice manufactured home is still on there. Don't be fooled. We don't take manufactured homes by themselves. If you've sold a ground mount to someone that has a manufactured home, that's you would just check both of those, but it's always
Yeah.
got to be paired with ground mount or else that's an instant DQ. So just
Good
throwing
catch,
that in
Danny.
here. But yeah, thanks. Good catch, Andy. Thanks for calling that out.
Always looking out. Always looking out.
Always looking at.
Cool.
All right.
So and that's pretty basic stuff, guys. Click the new submission, answer all the questions, start the chat, set up your site survey. Boom, you're done.
Yep.
Right on. All right, guys. There's a few other ones here that weren't on your dashboard before. So I guess let's go right into it. So we have the knowledge base availability, right? So if you have any questions regarding product specs or, what lenders can do what, knowledge base is there for you. We also have the Solar App Plus. So any locations where it's over-the-counter permitting, this will help speed up your timelines. So 1 to 5 days over the counter, you'll be fine with those locations. We also have I think there is onboarding. Oh, onboarding
The
play.
playlist. Yep.
Yeah, I skipped that one. This is key. So if you guys have any questions on how to schedule the site survey or how to add reps, anything training, in fact, I would join our ESP YouTube channel because we have all the webinars recorded here too as well. So you can fall back on this. We have trainings on how to roof quote estimator, how to get a quote at the point of sale, and really quick access for your sales teams. As a sales manager, if I was running my own team, I would just make sure that the reps, if they have a question for the manager, ask them, have you reviewed that? So that way they know where all those quick links are. That'll help speed up the timeline and include the support for your team as well. One of my favorite ones here is the territory details. Territory details will load Google Earth and show each location per territory with ESP. And let's say you wanted to see how fast, let's go here real quick, Hesperia. If you were curious about the timelines in this location, if you were to zoom in on Hesperia and click it, you'll see that there's no territory adder. They're not part of Solar App Plus. And the ETA on the average permit approval is around 16.6 days. We've worked really hard to get this data in here so you know what locations to head hunt, do blitzes. this will give you a lot of confidence on timelines. So that way you're not going to a location that might have 40-day turnaround permit timelines. Did I say that right, Andy? Is there anything else you might want to encapsulate there?
No, that's it. Click on the dots, find out what's going on. I think there's also another great map that we'll make sure that everybody has, which is our fastest install timeline map as well, where you can click in and you'll see a little bunch of little dots like this, and it'll tell you if it's under the 22-day glass on roof marker. And there's a whole bunch of cities in California that we've got a lot of installs that show that, and we'll send that out to you all very soon.
That's good.
There was one thing I wanted to show on here too, Brandon. I'm going to steal the screen for just a second, okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
We all saw that. So I always like these bottom little reports down here that are going to show realization. So like if you want to know like how many jobs you guys have and what's realized, what's on hold, if you click in on this, you'll be able to actually drill down on those reports. Also like your lender blend, like what you guys are selling, how many jobs in each with each type of financing product. And then a really cool report is the in progress report. It's going to show you a full breakdown of where your jobs are at in the process. You're looking at a complete list of every possible position that a job could be in, which is way more than you'll ever probably need. But for the most part, it's going to give you an idea of where they're at. One of the cool things that we just added to the install tab right here is your calendar. It's back in business. So if anybody loved where the calendar was before and what's going on with your projects, you guys can see if you have a job that's going to be installed, if you have a job that's going to be site surveyed, if you have a job that's going to be anything and there's a work order created, click on this install tab and you'll be able to see that, which I think is super cool.
I think Mike Nelson actually posted a question that's pretty important. In fact, I too had that issue. So why when we utilize the QuickBase through the mobile app, does it not show certain information or format correctly? Does it not support mobile format? I would say it does support mobile format, but make sure you click in full site mode. So if you go to the top left, there's a hamburger menu, click it, scroll down to the very bottom and choose full site mode, and that'll get you exactly what you want.
Good call out.
Yeah, the QuickBase application, it's got some quirks to it still. So, and that's beyond ESP at this point. So full site mode will do it.
That is a sweet way to put it, Brandon. It has some quirks.
Quirk base? Is it quirk base?
Yeah,
or
quirk base. Yeah,
quirk base.
Twerk base.
Quirk base.
All right. Oh gosh. Okay. So I love that. Solar App Plus, territory details, lender options, realization rates. In fact, a lot of questions that I get is, what's the adder cost on a ground mount or adder cost on this, that, and the other? If you guys don't have the adder sheet that represents your company, then click here. You can click on the adder sheet and scroll down or search until you find the product that you're looking for.
And this will be always specific to you. So if you've seen one of our like printed adder sheets, those are not always, I mean, we try and keep it up to date as possible, but it definitely doesn't represent everything that's in the system. And if you want to know exact things or look for something else, it's always going to be best to use this link inside of QuickBase because it'll just show everything that's possible.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. Couple other buttons there at the bottom. Request an update. If you're wondering what's going on with your job, again, roofing estimates, super easy to fill out. All you got to do is be able to measure the top of a roof from Google Earth. If you don't know how to do that, you should probably just stop selling solar right now. Just kidding. It's actually really easy. It's actually pretty basic. And, if you have any questions, let us know. We can help you figure that out. The adder calculator, just another way to figure out your adders within the QuickBase system. Request a change order, big one. That's a big one, guys. Click that button, fill out the form. We should have your change order completed within 24 hours. If there's any back and forth that's needed or you need to update it, then you can do so with our team to help you manage those change orders. And then also the latest updates. This is one of Danny's babies that he constantly puts all of our links into. So I would assume that this webinar will probably be added into the latest updates within the knowledge base, which is a great tool as well. So anybody new out there, if you have questions about random things in the solar world that ESP can help support you with, then your knowledge base will help you answer a lot of those questions.
We're trying to also make it so that all of this information is accessible easily within a couple clicks from wherever you are. So if you're on the Rep Hub, you can get here in like 1 or 2 clicks. If you're on the knowledge base, you can get to the Rep Hub in 1 or 2 clicks, or the webinars, or and anything else you should be looking for. We're trying to make it so there's no like, oh, I backed myself into a corner and I have no idea what's how to ask or find my way back to where I was. So trying to make it a nice ecosystem that we're presenting.
Cool. I think it's important to add too, like, this is a work in progress, I think, and we value your guys' feedback. So if you're playing around with this dashboard and you got a random want or need, or you want to see something different that would help you sell more, help you be better, let us know. Let your manager know, let your admin know, let your owner know. They'll reach out to me or Brandon, and we can try and make that happen for you, and obviously ask some questions why, right? But it's a pretty basic place for you to go and see what's happening in your complete pipeline at that moment in real time, and then support you on how to move that through so that we can all make more money.
I agree with that.
That's really it.
Ever evolving. You ask, we listen.
Yep. Good stuff. What else, Danny?
What else? Did we talk about the STIP documentation? That's a fun one. I mean, honestly, like some of the stuff in here, when we were building this out, we were like, oh crap, we have this? Oh, that's handy. So this is something I thought was just an interesting little reference that we have just inside of QuickBase. So if you're ever wondering if you get to a point where a job gets paused because we are lacking some, like the trust, for example, that's probably going to be pretty rare. But like, how the hell do you know what to look for on a trust documentation? We tried to spell it all out here and just say, like, here's how you can get the information that we need to verify and move the job forward. Because who knows what kind of red tape you're going to run into randomly. This is property ownership we're dealing with, and if anybody's ever, worked with mortgages or title stuff like that, like you can dig up some weird crap sometimes. So especially if homes have been, some of these houses have been there since like the 20s or 40s or whatever, like you're going to have some weird lingering crap out there. So this is just a nice little, fun legalese if you ever want to just, pop it open on the crapper and just scroll through. Oh, I didn't know that was something. just kidding.
And
just kidding.
By the way, these definitions here, guys, are always going to be different things that each different lender has as tools to help you understand what they're asking for, and then ultimately what you need to ask your homeowner for to clear the STIP. A lot of people are selling a lot of different things, right? Each TPO has their own rules and verification products. Each lender has their own verification products and how they want to make sure that they're going to pass somebody through. So this should be a good area for you to just understand what it is that they're looking for. Cool.
All right. Well, my Danny. Click around and find out.
Click around and find out, guys.
Click anywhere, see if it's broken tool, give us the feedback. I think that'd be an excellent opportunity for you guys. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, again, we hope we nailed it 90 to 95% on the first try.
Yeah.
If we're not quite there, or you found something that's lacking or whatever, absolutely let us know. We don't want this to be just another thing that you're like, I tried it once and it was terrible, so I'm never going to look at it again. So tell us where, we're off. We have the flexibility to usually go in and just be like, oh, yep, whoops, that should be this link. Here you go. You're back in business. So, yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
So just in review real quick, new dashboard, check it out. New intake form. Got to use it. This is going to be in play 100% starting July 1st. We're going to require everybody to use the intake form for every new job coming in. So no more just picking up the phone and calling in and handling it. We need you guys to fill this out because it'll help you in the amount of time that you're on the phone. It'll help more people be able to get into the system at the same exact time because there'll be less people calling in all at the same exact time as well. And so it's like this multifaceted tool that we can use in order to perform better for you guys too. And it's going to be live now.
Yep. Bookmark the Rep Hub if you haven't already. Click around, check it out. Even more cool stuff coming. I mean, this is something we've been working on, but we're just getting started, baby.
Yep. Love it. Happy Friday, everybody. Let's rock and roll.
Let's get
It's
after it.
June.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
See you next
Bye-bye.
time.